Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up,
Going
Spencer?
on?
Hey,
Hey,
buddy.
Sean. Hey, buddy. What's going on?
Good to see your face.
Me too. Yeah. What's
It's been a
going
couple
on?
of weeks since we had a video out.
I know. Yeah, we haven't done anything in a while, especially a live stream. It's been a minute.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm excited for this one today too, especially we're going to talk about what features we would like to see on the VeVe app. And of course, we're going to open up the floor to everyone and bring in their ideas and questions.
Hmm.
Really exciting times, man. I mean, we've been seeing this for the past few weeks, not a couple months, but do you feel the energy's back?
Oh,
I mean,
definitely.
even
Yeah.
before Bitcoin started like taking off, you start to feel the energy again
Hmm.
in Web3, and it's really exciting. It's
Totally.
super
I mean, I,
exciting.
I I was at East Denver a couple weekends ago, and like compared to a couple of the conferences that I went to last year, like during the bear market, like people are like depressed. I don't know. People were like not in high
Yeah,
spirits at a couple of those crypto conferences, but like East Denver this year, everyone was like super optimistic and just like happy to be there, happy to be collaborating. Just it was the energy change. It was just like a 180. Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah, you definitely you feel it on the market too, and definitely on Twitter, you see that a lot more positivity recently, which has been great to see. Obviously, some not so great stuff happening with Bit4X and all that,
mm,
but outside of that, I feel like a general sense of optimism. I think.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Our hearts go out to the community that's involved in that, man. I really hope that gets
Yeah.
resolved as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's you want to get to the comments, and I'm gonna mention this giveaway. Yeah, we're doing a giveaway
Yeah.
now, guys. Look at this. This is awesome. This is a
There we
graded
go.
McFarlane Toys Batman action figure, not toy. Well, technically it's
Action
toy.
figure.
9.0 uncirculated, insanely
Mhm.
high grade, and also uncirculated. Spencer, what does uncirculated mean?
Yeah. So, interestingly enough, we're going to be in our newsletter, which goes out tomorrow morning. So, if you're not on our newsletter, make sure you sign up for a newsletter. We're going to have a new blog post coming out that's going to be talking all about uncirculated collectibles. But essentially, what it means, especially in the context of action figures and toys, for a collectible to get an uncirculated grade, it has to actually have been taken by the grading company directly out of the manufacturer's case. So, if you are able to somehow get your hands on a sealed case of toys, or or VHSs or DVD or video games, but the original manufacturer case that has multiple of the same game in it or the same whatever it is. If you're able to send that into a grading company and they're the ones that break that seal, every collectible inside of that will receive an uncirculated grade, which basically just means that it never touched human hands, and that it never made it into circulation in the general public.
Yeah,
So it's definitely adds an extra layer of scarcity and just a different way to differentiate value. So
definitely.
yeah, super super exciting collectible. Um, Sean, we can't
Yeah.
see your screen,
Oh,
but
really? Oh man.
no,
There we go. All
no, we
right.
can, no, we
Okay.
can. There we go.
I
Yeah,
was
there
trying
it
to pull
is.
up the video. Anyways, right here, you'll see right here. If you look at the tweet, there's a photo pin as well, but you can see right underneath the grade, it says uncirculated. And we don't just see this in action figures and toys. We see this in video games and VHS tapes. Again, an additional way to differentiate value, and people put a lot of
Totally.
value on it. And I think it's going to be
Yeah.
a big thing in the future.
Yeah, and we're partnering with McFarlane Toys and CGA, or also AFA, Action Figure Authority,
Yeah.
on this giveaway. So
Big
thanks
shout out to my
for
partners in the
big
giveaway.
shout out to them for
Yeah,
partnering with us. Yeah.
definitely. All right. New features on VeVe? Well, sort
What?
of. We're really excited to talk about what we would like to see on VeVe. Of course, we're going to open up the floor to everyone out there. Make sure to make a comment and let us know what you want to see, and we'll
Yeah.
definitely try to talk about it.
Before
Yeah. So
before
the
we get
first
into that though, real quick, just want to shout out to some of the people in the audience. What's going on, Ronnie Lida?
Friday.
Bill Gardner. Oh, you
Ew,
dabbing?
what's up,
I'll gi-
bud?
I'll give you a dab back. What's going on, Drew Labs? What's up, Omar? We got Doctor Strange in the
What's
house.
up,
We
guys?
got
Thanks for
we got a
joining.
lot. We got a lot of people. Thomas. We got Slider. We got. We're,
Yo,
we're gonna we're gonna we're gonna we're gonna get to all
full
you guys.
house tonight. All right,
House,
fun topic. Let's
but
go. Yeah.
let's get into the conversation a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk
Yeah.
about all this stuff today too because I'm hopefully that VeVe is listening. They do a great job at listening to the community, the things that we would hope to see in the future. So, yeah, definitely if you have some ideas, throw them in the comments, guys, and we'll definitely
Mhm.
try to try to get in this video. But
Yeah.
but again, we'll start off with some of our ideas. And again, very important to emphasize these are not ranked. I know I have a number next to them, but they're not ranked. These are all just
Yeah.
ideas. They're 4 or 5 ideas that we have that we love to see implemented, ideas that we've been talking about for a while, but we'll go into a little bit more detail. So the first
Maybe
one,
we'll do a little alternate. Maybe we'll do one of ours, and then we'll take one from the audience, and then
I
we'll go
love
back
that.
and forth.
Good
Yeah.
call, Spencer. Yeah, we'll do that. So the first one I know that everyone's really, really excited about, which I think is probably going to be implemented in the very near future, OMI to NFT.
Yes. 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 Yes.
It's important that we want to see OMI to NFT.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been waiting a long, long time for this one. Yeah, I mean, it's just adds utility to the OMI token that doesn't really, it has a little bit of utility up to this point, but I feel like this is going to be a major, major part of the OMI utility program. And it's just, I think it's going to provide a lot more liquidity to the app. I think it's going to allow people to be able to, take their crypto that they wouldn't normally want to sell and, bridge it over to the app and then use it to be able to buy gems and then or either not buy gems but buy NFTs directly. Um, you know, I think that it's nothing but good things.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for probably 3 or 4 years. We're so excited to see crypto take off at a very high level and see how it's going to affect the collectibles market, not just the digitals, but also the physical collectibles market. Like that's going to be a really big deal because right now everyone is paying with fiat, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's paying with cash or credit card. But when you're able to spend with money with crypto, I mean, a lot of people are, potentially crypto rich. They're not necessarily cash rich, but crypto rich, So it's going to be exciting to see how it's going to affect the collectibles market when this is implemented. Especially right now, we're seeing Bitcoin. Man, it's been stable over 70K. It's been very impressive seeing this run. I know OMI's still working its way up, but yeah, I mean, this is very exciting overall. Because I mean, for me personally, I always look at Bitcoin when I reference the crypto market. It's kind of the foundation, and see how if Bitcoin's doing very well. You presume a lot of the coins would do as well. Spencer, if we want to elaborate on that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I think the cycle is a little bit different on Bitcoin just because there's so much
Right.
more institutional support. But like we have seen in the past, when Bitcoin does spike and run up, then eventually that people then roll their profits into altcoins, and then
Mhm.
they tend to spike, and people kind of roll back and forth, throughout the bull market. But we'll see. With this market, I think this one feels a little different. So,
It does,
um,
yeah.
but yeah, so we'll
I'm
see what happens.
I'm excited to see when Bitcoin becomes a lot more stable.
Hmm.
Probably over the next decade.
Yeah,
Very exciting
it's gonna
stuff,
take some
and
time.
it's
Yeah.
going in the right direction. It's going in the
Hmm.
right direction for sure.
Yeah.
It's also exciting to see. We see a lot of auction houses. I don't know if anyone out there knows, but we see a lot of auction houses are now accepting cryptocurrency. Specifically, I know for sure that Heritage Auctions accepts cryptocurrency. They accept Bitcoin and I believe ETH, but for sure
Oh.
Bitcoin, which is really cool. And
Yeah,
that's
I mean
exciting. Yeah.
that'll help the prices of physical collectibles for sure.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. Being able to buy things in crypto is going to be a game changer. And I think when that catches on more, especially when we see, because we said this last time in the last bull run, we'll see what happens when Bitcoin hits $100,000. How are people going to react? I would
yeah,
presume they probably want to start spending on things again because they're probably pretty excited about their
I
bag.
think so.
So yeah,
Yeah,
and diversify your portfolio. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but it's very exciting. That's our first one we're really excited about. And I think to my knowledge, that has been discussed publicly by the Comey team that that's a priority for them.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm very excited to see that.
Foster is definitely, yeah. He said that
Mhm.
that's hopefully coming soon. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and great timing too.
Hmm.
Great timing. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and kind of similar note, but we got a new exchange listing for Omi. That's
Oh,
pretty
that's right.
exciting.
Yeah, very
On
cool.
Picket.
And we're in the
Yeah.
U.S., so I mean,
Doesn't help us, but hey,
doesn't help us much,
better
but
accessibility for the coin is good for everyone. So,
I think it's a
um,
top 10 exchange, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not that familiar
Yeah.
with Picket, but
Sergio put a tweet out about that recently. Yeah, shout out to Sergio for that tweet. It was really cool. But
yeah,
that's
hopefully we get some
exciting.
more exchange listings soon, especially some US exchange listings, some bigger
Definitely.
exchanges. I mean, I think the team is definitely thinking about it, and I think they waited for a reason. I mean, it's like from being able I've seen kind of behind the scenes on, what exchange listing looks like, and generally
Mhm.
speaking, you have to pay money to get listed.
Right.
Sometimes like 40 to $100,000, in that range. So it's like
Yeah.
it doesn't make a lot of sense to spend that money during a bear market. So I
Totally.
think it makes a lot more sense that they're focusing on exchange listings now when it's actually going to have an impact. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's wild to think that a lot of these sales that have happened recently, it's all cash.
Hmm.
It's all cash. It's not even crypto. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
There have been some great sales, and a big shout out to the community. I know I haven't tweeted about this yet, but I want to send a tweet out there to talk about everyone who's been involved in an exciting sale. I know we don't know. We're going to talk about that later, but we don't have the sales data yet. Spoiler alert.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
No, yeah, do it. But we don't have the sales data yet. But seeing some of the sales that have happened recently, especially on special mints, is incredibly exciting. And I really appreciate people coming to me and bringing this information to light, because the rest of the community would be excited about it too. And I think it'll turn a lot of heads as well. Are there any questions out there, Spencer, that you?
Yeah, well, so just like a couple, not questions, but some suggestions of features.
Love that.
And this one's like, it's a simple one that you like wouldn't really, think of, but like there's mint numbers out there, and people want those super high mints, especially the ones that are super close to the last one, if not the last one. So
I love that a lot, because I personally have gone through that. We see it for comic books, but why not for collectibles? Why don't we have the last search from high to low? Because I know a lot of people like to find the last mint number. And especially when the last mint number is connected to a significant special mint, right? Yep. So yeah, totally. I mean, it's a really big deal. What's one of them? What's an example of that? I guess you could the lightsabers, but there's 19,770 of them. But I think Givenchy Pride. I think the year that they started, Givenchy or Pride,
it's the final mint number.
It's the final mint number. Yeah, it's connected to the year, so it's double value, which is really cool. I like that a lot. I like it when they do that. It's really fun. Yeah.
But throwing another one out there from Mac Gen Z. Love to be able to see how many previous owners there are on a collectible.
I love that. That's awesome.
That'd be cool.
Very cool idea. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see in the future, how people react to that data once it is public, because, is somebody going to value a collectible that's only, that is, been purchased in the primary market and only sold once? Are they going to value that over something that's been, traded between bots 600 times? I don't know. Maybe people will value that. I think only time will tell. I don't know if I personally would. What do you think about that, Sean?
No, I definitely think it's a cool, interesting idea. I personally, I don't know if I would put much value on it, but I do think that people out there probably could. It's super possible, 100%. Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is you can't, these collectibles don't degrade, right, in quality. So people are going to continue to find ways to differentiate value. Yeah. There's things that we haven't even thought about right now that people are probably thinking about, that are going to catch on in a really big way. So time will tell. We'll see how it does over time. But we've seen some really big sales lately. I mean, like there was an Elsa. It was a mint 5 ones. It was 11111, and it sold for $5,500. I mean, Elsa's like $120 floor right now. That's like 50x.
That's huge.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's amazing. But that's the kind of stuff people want to know. It's so important. It's so important. We'll circle back on all that.
Yeah. And on the same one, outside of knowing the quantity of previous owners, it would also be great to know who the previous owners were.
Yeah.
We definitely seen examples. It's like somebody wants to own even like the Back to the Future tape that sold for $75,000. That was owned by Thomas F. Wilson, who was Biff Tannen. It's like provenance. A lot of times can be really important for collectors, and because it was owned by somebody previously significant. It could provide some extra value. So I think knowing who owns something, like somebody might want to own something that was previously like a Dr. Profit, NFT or whatever, that might be valuable to somebody in the future.
Totally. So, yeah. People in the community or I mean, we know that like Eminem owns apes. We know that that Steph Curry owns apes, but what if Steph Curry owned a VeVe collectible and he ended up selling it and someone bought it because they're a fan of Steph Curry? And like you said, we see it on VHS tapes. I've seen it on comic books. They'll say like, I saw one. It was a comic book. It was a Action Comics one, and it said from the collection of Nicolas Cage.
Oh, cool! Nice.
I've seen some. I have a friend who owns some personally that say from the collection of Frank Miller.
Oh,
that's from Frank Miller's collection. Yeah. So this is definitely a big thing, and people do pay premiums for that. So I do strongly believe that it's going to catch on in the digital space, especially when it's instantaneous information. You can just, it'll be a big deal.
Cool. Should we move on to the next point that we got?
Number 2, very timely, tracking past sales.
Yes.
Super important. Very important. It's like the next to crypto and NFT, probably the most important thing in my opinion. Again, this is not ranked, even though I kind of ranked in my head. I guess it is kind of ranked, but it's not. It's not. Just throwing it out there. It's not ranked. The tracking past sales is so important because it educates the collecting community, the investing community. It educates everybody, understanding what people are putting value on and why, understanding market trends, All this stuff is so important. And I'll tell you right now, without Go Collect or GP analysis, I would not have the knowledge that I do today in comics.
Yeah, totally.
It is so important to have this data. It's
Yeah.
so important. And until that data is given to the public, it stunts the growth of the community as investors.
Yeah.
I mean, you
100%.
collect whatever you want, right? Obviously, a collector, you just collect what you love. But if you're actually trying to invest in this thing, in the space, and you don't want to overspend, I mean, even as a collector, actually, I retract that. Even as a collector, you don't overspend.
Yeah.
You want to understand what the values of something that you're buying. And that's why past data is so crucial. It's so important.
Yeah.
It's so important.
But yeah, would love to see this. I mean, I think it's a shame that we haven't had it up to this point, and I think it's only hurt everyone by not having access to this data.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and especially because I mean, I know this is kind of Web 2.5 VeVe is, but like, if we want to move towards more of a Web 3 ethos, everything should be public knowledge. Everything should be available for everyone to see. So yeah, it makes it equal opportunity for everybody in the market, which I think is just important. It doesn't allow anybody to have an advantage. Yeah. So
Yeah. And especially understanding, I mean, for comic books, you have graded comics, and it helps us understand the value of each grade. But for NFTs or digital collectibles, being able to understand what people are putting value on in terms of mint numbers, special mint numbers, that is like the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like, what are people putting value on publishing mint year comics? I mean, I know they are, because I know people who personally spend a lot of money on them. I know those pay
ourselves
for
included,
and ourselves included. But what else? What else is out there? I know palindromes are big, but I don't have any sales data to really
like
show
are people really spending more money on palindromes?
Yeah.
Are they only spending 20% more, whereas publishing mint numbers have more of a 50x profile? It would just be, it would be great to know. And I know we got some flack over trying to create a grading system at one point a long time ago. But yeah, in all seriousness, like being able to have a system to be able to stratify where different values lay for different bands of mint numbers. Do people put value on a sub 5% mint number, or do people put value on sub 10%, or does it like completely fall off after 30% and people don't care anymore after 30%? Like all that data would be amazing to have. So yeah, it makes us all more informed investors and collectors. So yeah, I think this is a major priority, and this needs to happen soon.
Yeah, I really hope that it does. I really hope that it does, because I also want, again, I want to learn. I mean, I've been grateful to connect with a lot of people who've bought some awesome mint numbers and collectibles. But again, there's things that I definitely don't know that are happening right now. And I think it's important for everyone to know this information. So yeah, again, I hope that it happens sooner than later. I mean, we're already seeing it on Candy Digital. We see it with those, and that's been super helpful. Being able to track past sales, seeing what the highest sale is. Now you go to like Superman 1 comic legendary, and I can go highest sold. I know like basically the highest bat cows. I can figure out what the highest bat cow was. I think it was between $10,000 to $15,000. Today is the highest bat cow. So just knowing this information is super important. Super important. So yeah, hopefully it comes sooner than later.
Yep, 100%. Good shout out. What up, Chris? How's it going? What's going on, Granison? How's it going, my man?
Yeah, bud.
What's going on, Richard? The Holy for Holy. What's up, Master Roni?
What's up?
Got Mewtwo in the house. We got Taffy Jones. We got a lot of people in the house.
Yeah, thanks for joining, everybody.
Thanks for joining. We'll get to you. I'm trying to do things in order, because I don't want to miss people's suggestions and things, so that make sure we can feature them. I think we're gonna talk about offers, right?
Yeah. Okay, if anybody talks about offers, that's actually next on the list.
I was gonna say, there we go.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, shout out.
Offers, offers and DMs on the app. DMs on the app would also be
that's next on the list. Yeah.
Also be very cool. Let me see what else we got here. Mint search within your own collection. Thank you, Master.
That's cool.
Definitely agree. I've definitely had situations where I'm looking for specific things and it's hard to find it. So yeah, for all the mint hunters out there who really care about their mints, I think that would be a really cool feature to have.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially right now. I mean, even when I'm trying to add, my profile, just to flex what I own. I remember, I think they added something on there, but I think it's more by variant. It's not really by mint number, so it's still kind of hard to figure out like where certain mint numbers are. But yeah, I think that's a great idea, and that would be very important to include for yourself in your own collection.
Yeah, I think just better searchability all over the app,
Better,
both within your
Yeah.
own collection and also within the marketplace,
Totally.
and even other users and everything. Just better searchability all around on the app, I think would be huge.
Definitely.
Yeah. Chris, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to offers.
No, but this is great though. I love that other people are thinking about
No,
this too. This is
good.
awesome. I'm so happy to hear that.
Let me see. Oh, here we go. Another one from Chris here.
Awesome. Yeah.
24 to 48 hour post-drop auction for unsold items to prevent fantastic edition numbers from ending up in a burn scenario and lost forever.
That's awesome.
Our
That's
fellow mint hunter Chris understands the need to save those precious mint numbers.
I love that, Chris. I think it's a fantastic idea. And it would be a tragedy to see some special mint numbers be burned because no one bought it at that time because the demand wasn't there. Yep. Even though that probably could change in the next 6 to 12 months, at that moment in time, it just wasn't there. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I think it's a fantastic idea. Super cool. I'd be curious though, in terms of like, what would they identify as a special mint number? You know, how would they try to figure that out? I would think they'd probably have to use the sales data to kind of figure out what would be a special mint number. But I mean, that's
I feel like they could do like almost like a blind auction where it's like these are the mint numbers that are still left, and then put in your bid for whatever mint number that you want. So if somebody sees something that seems interesting or valuable, then they can put in, you know, kind of a blind offer on it, you know, kind of like people do with the lottery system anyway, when they or not the lottery system, you know, when they wager their MCP points. You know, I think that could be a fair way of doing it, and kind of just highest silent bidder wins.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Sweet. All right, shall we move on ahead?
Making offers for collectibles.
There we go.
This is one that this is one that we've been incredibly excited about for quite some time. Man, being able to make offers not just for collectibles that are listed, but also for those that are not listed. That to me is equally important, because if someone wants to make a ridiculous offer for your collectible, you know, at least you have the option to say yes or no. Right now, we don't have that option. It's almost impossible to try to find certain collectibles on the app, especially mint numbers.
Well, you have to do it all off app. You have to find somebody on Twitter or, you know, through some other mechanism in order to find out that they had something that you want, and then contact them off the app to then try to work something out. You know, it's
a ridiculous process considering this is the blockchain technology. You know, I mean, here's a great story for everybody. We had Giant Size Comics on here last year. Big shout out to Giant Size Comics, awesome guy. And he was telling me a story about him and his dad. They collect original comic book art. They're one of ones, original comic book art. They owned it was a DC cover art, I think, of Batman from the 70s. It wasn't a particularly well-known comic, but they owned it. They bought it for like, I think $800, maybe a couple thousand. Don't quote me on the number. You can watch the video to figure out if you want to know the exact number. But apparently they got hit up by this guy, this collector, and said, I have been looking for this cover for years. For years, I've been trying to find this original one-of-one art cover. And he said, okay, are you interested in buying it? He said, yeah, I'm going to make you an offer that you're not going to refuse. And he said, okay, what's your offer? And I think it was over $50,000 he offered him. And he looks at his dad. He's like, we got to sell this, right? And his dad's like, nah, I don't know. Let's hold it. Dad, no, we're selling this. Because here's the thing, right? The bottom line is the collector wanted it so bad. That comic probably meant so much to him as a collector that he was willing to way overpay for it. And he had to track this guy down. I mean, he had to track him down. He wanted that bad. And he's like, I'm going to throw an offer out there you're not going to refuse. So that's kind of my point, right? We have this technology where we could just literally search for numbers and collectibles instantaneously within seconds. So I'm just really excited to see that opportunity come to fruition.
Yeah,
because that's going to be a big deal.
VeVe should be incentivized to do it too, because you're going to get more sales happening because people are going to be making offers that people won't be able to refuse because people really want a specific mint number or a really specific collectible, and that's just more apps or more sales and more royalties for VeVe and for the licensors. So
100%.
You know, I think it's another no-brainer that we need to happen ASAP, and it's not new technology. It's it's something that's been implemented before on a lot of other Web 2 apps. So
Yeah.
and the VeVe application itself very much is a Web 2 application. So it shouldn't be, I don't know, in my opinion, it shouldn't be that difficult. So hopefully
Yeah.
another one we see soon.
Yeah, definitely. And even like I was looking for the publishing because I'm really big into publishing mints for comics. I love them. I think
Yeah.
they're fantastic.
So cool.
And I saw one pop up for Dracula. I think it was like, I don't remember the exact price, but it was like just enough where I was like, "Ah."
Yeah.
But it was low enough where somebody sniped the shit out of it. And I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
see if it's still up. I'm gonna look it up. But here's an example. Like it takes me quite a bit of time to figure out, okay, so I go here, I gotta scroll down. Can I even scroll down? Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, there we
Can
go.
I even
Okay.
scroll down?
Yeah, scroll down. And I just being able having to, let's see, isn't even on there. It is 1975. Well, no, that's not it. 70 it's 73. That's it. Yeah, so it's 3,300 now. I think it was around 1,000 before, 1,200 when it was originally purchased. But yeah, that is such a cool idea to be able. I can just search for it and make an offer to somebody without even being posted online.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really excited about to see, and also just and then bringing it back to the sales data, being able to see what has sold and what people are putting premiums on. Because even then, even if things are listed online, we still don't have the full scale of what people want until people can search and have the full freedom to make offers on collectibles, to give the full freedom and opportunity for them to buy whatever they want at any time. That's when we're going to know, and then be able to track the data. That's when we're going to know, okay, this is what people are into. And I'm excited for that. That's going to be super exciting.
Me too. Awesome.
Any other questions from the audience?
Yeah, let's see here from the Holy for Holy. This is, something a little bit more, like public facing, not necessarily like in the app itself, but I agree. It would be nice if they release some minimum phone specs. I personally haven't seen that, but yeah, it would be good information for people to have. So yeah, great idea here. Hopefully somebody from VeVe on here is on here and watching and is taking note of that. Let's
Minimum phone specs?
see.
What does that mean?
So he's having trouble with the augmented reality because basically the processing power on his phone is lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's compatible with like iPhone 8 or higher, basically.
Yeah, basically just
Yeah.
have the information about what the minimum specs are for it to be able to run smoothly, more or less.
Yeah.
So here's a good question from Gorillionaire. So how long do you think before auction houses start selling NFTs? So we've already seen it. I mean, like Sotheby's and like the really big Christie's, like they've been doing NFT sales since like 2020, 2021, around there. I don't know, the more like the physical, like collectible auction houses like Heritage and Golden and Hakes, those guys, I don't know. I feel like it's only a matter of time, but
They've already done it. Heritage has already done it.
Heritage has already done it?
Yeah, they've already done it. It
Nice.
was very minimal, but they have done it already. The sales weren't like Sotheby's. Like Sotheby's is actually it was Christie's auction that sold the Beeple NFT.
The Beeple, yeah, the 69 million. Yeah.
$69 million. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That was crazy. Absolutely crazy. So that was actually at an auction house. So yeah, I'm curious over time too. I know that everything needs to be kept within this platform, but I think it'd be really cool to see these collectibles sold on big auction houses.
Yeah, I mean, especially there's one of ones on the app. Like those could easily be sold, just the same way that original comic art is sold. I mean,
like
and then typically special mint numbers too. Could definitely see those being sold in auction houses.
Like the matching 1977 C3PO and R2D2 golden moments.
Yeah, like matching sets.
By Rudy that's so cool.
Stuff like that.
Awesome.
That's all like auction house worthy. So yeah, I mean, I think the auction houses eventually will realize it, and obviously the first step is VeVe's got to actually support us being able to take our assets off, and be able to do things elsewhere, and maybe they can still facilitate it without it leaving the app.
VeVe and the licensors. We're very clear. It's not VeVe's decision here, guys. It's not just their decision. They have to also get approved by licensors, which I know it's kind of tough for everyone because like VeVe release our assets, but it's not just them, it's the licensors as well. It's really important everyone keeps that in mind.
Yeah, totally. Because if the assets are out in the wild, you got to make sure that the royalties are still enforced for the licensors, which is the most important thing. So, I'm sure it'll happen eventually, but there's going to be a specific strategy around it.
And that's not just important. I want to also add something to that. It's not just important for the licensors, but it's also important for the collectors as well, because these companies will be continue to be incentivized to create assets and build on these assets.
Mhm.
If these
Yeah, create
if they're
utility
still
for them.
if they're making money off of these collectibles in the secondary markets, they're going to be incentivized to continue to grow the space.
Yep.
So it's really
Totally.
important that they keep getting that. You know, as much as I hate to admit it, like, you know what I mean? It makes sense, right,
No.
Spencer? Right? Am I wrong here?
Yeah. No, no, I see what
Right?
you're saying.
No?
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
helps, which really at the end of the day helps everybody, right? So
Yeah. What up, superstar money in the house? Yeah, I'm not in the mountains. I'm only I get the mountain background in the summer. So yeah, I actually I live somewhere consistently during the winter.
yeah,
Also in the mountains so that I can ski all the time. But
yeah.
but this summer you'll be seeing me again with the mountain backgrounds live on stream. So just wait a couple months.
You've been a busy man lately, Spencer.
I have been a busy man. I'm all over the place, man. I need a break. uh,
Should we jump
all
to 4?
right. Yeah, let's jump to the next one.
All right. Next up, transfers. Keep it simple. Just transfers.
Just transfers.
The past
Yeah.
couple Christmases have been shitty.
Yeah,
I
I
have to
know.
actually
It
say,
was
people
so much
physically,
easier a couple years ago.
I miss it, man. I miss
Yeah,
sending collectibles to friends and family, and I understand
yeah.
why the whole gem thing. I get it. I get it. You
Mhm.
know, there's a lot of liability that they're trying to figure out. But I do hope to see it come back, and whether it's implemented through MCP potentially, if you reach a certain level, maybe you'll be able to get your transfers enabled. That's kind of a cool
I
idea.
think that makes a lot of sense. I mean,
That
it's
makes a
like
lot of sense, right? Yeah,
it's like you know those users aren't bots. You know that they have at least a certain level of trustworthiness
yeah,
based on the fact that they have spent a certain amount of money in the app, in order to build their collection. So yeah, I think those users should be rewarded by being able to make transfers because of the work that they put in to build their collections and the money they spent. But yeah, it also just those users are generally I think a little bit safer. And everybody's also KYC'd, so yeah, I think it definitely should happen. I think the big concern around transfers, I think, is that people are going to be making sales off app. So somebody's
mhm,
going to make a deal elsewhere, and I'll send you $1,500 in Bitcoin, and then you just transfer it to me on the app.
right.
So I think they're definitely concerned a little bit about one, they're going to miss out on revenue, and then also licenses are going to miss out on revenue. But I do think it'll happen eventually, and it needs to happen for it to be like a truly decentralized ecosystem
Totally.
if it ever goes that way. So
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, and I think that to add to your point, and I'm happy that you agree with that. I think when you reach a certain level, I mean, whether it's like 30, 40, 50, whatever that is, I think 50 makes sense because you're halfway to the very, very top.
yep,
It takes a while to get there. It takes a
it
long
does.
time to get there. I mean, unless
Yeah,
you're stacking a ridiculous amount of collectibles, you can't just start an app and expect to get to level 50 in a year.
yep,
It takes a few years to get there.
hmm
So
yep.
yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, yeah. So hopefully we start seeing that soon. And then also like even from our perspective, we do a ton of giveaways, and we love
Totally.
giving away physical stuff, but like there is a cost associated with that. Like we have to
Like this McFarlane toy giveaway. Uncirculated 9.0.
great segue.
Pin
Go to
to
our
our Twitter
Twitter.
account. Get involved
Go to the
now.
pin post. Go sign up for
Ends
that.
on
Um,
Sunday.
but there is a cost for us associated with actually shipping that to someone, and especially because we do worldwide giveaways because
Yeah.
we want to be able to support our entire community. It can be pretty cost prohibitive to be shipping these things around the world. So for us, as somebody who does a lot of giveaways, we'd love to be able to have the transferability, just to be able to give more cool stuff away to you guys. So
Yeah.
yeah, so VeVe, if you're listening, let's do transfers.
Please.
Pretty please.
Please. Do we have any other questions from the audience before we get to our
Oh,
last one?
let's see here. I'm sure we do. Let's go down here. Well, first of all, what up, Beer Man
Dear man.
2003? What's going on?
Ew.
We already talked about this a bit, but yeah, search function all around needs to get
Mhm,
improved.
mhm.
Thank you, Maznak, for that. Another question around searchability. But this is specifically be able to search by newest purchase on the app, like you can on the web. Nice. but yeah, I mean, this is a constant theme. You know, searchability on the app has to get improved. Um, see what else we got on here. Um, oh, this would be cool. Kind of going back to the conversation that we had before around, you know, provenance on collectibles
Yeah,
and knowing who owned them
love
before.
that.
Yeah, if you could actually have like a brand or somebody verify, that'd be a really cool way of knowing, you know, for sure that it came from a real person or like a real celebrity or real brand. That'd be really,
Yeah,
really cool to
and
see.
that should be easy with KYC. They should be able to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love.
100%.
Yeah, great call emoji.
Yeah. Let's see. Got a what up from JOC. What's up, Robel?
Ew.
Um, let's see if we got any more questions
Thanks for
or
joining today, everybody. This has been
yeah,
a lot of
we
fun.
got so many people. I think this is
This,
three, this is probably the most people we've ever had live on the stream. This is awesome.
appreciate the support, guys, and this
Yeah,
has been a really
seriously.
fun conversation today. And I really hope that VeVe has a chance to listen to it because I think
Yep,
that, yeah.
yep. Let's see. What's up, VV Dark Link?
Ew.
Um, there we go. That's a cool one. Yeah, if you could have multiple animations for your NFTs.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yep.
maybe through like MCP, you can change your animation, or
Yeah.
is that right?
Or
Yeah, you can
I
like
mean, or it could even be like you could almost have like an emote be like a wearable, or an emote could be an NFT itself. So it's like,
Mhm.
you know, if you're walking around, you know, the VV versus Iron Man, and you want to have your Iron Man be able to do a certain dance move or something like that, you know, you could have almost like an accessory. You know, the emote would
Yeah,
be an accessory NFT, and you need that NFT in order for it to actually be able to do that emote. And yeah, so I think
yeah,
like yeah, I think that definitely
super fun.
could be something that could be done in the future. It'd be really cool. And speaking of Flick Play and Brats, we also have another giveaway that we just launched today in
Yeah,
partnership with Flick Play for some of their Brats NFTs.
yeah,
So if you're interested in Brats, go ahead on our Twitter and make sure you enter that as well.
definitely.
Um, hey, what's up, Steve?
Steve, yo, buddy.
All right, shall we move on to number 5, and then we'll get to
Yeah,
anybody else?
so last one. Digital signatures. Digital signatures. I am such a fan of autographed collectibles. Oh wait, did I put
Did we
four?
do two number 4s?
Did I put 2 4 classic. Uh,
Love that.
oopsies. Anyways, number 5. Digital signatures. I'm such a big fan of signed collectibles. I love it.
Mhm.
I mean, this is here's an example. Here's a VHS signed by Don Bluth of Land Before Time. Love this.
Oh,
Love that. Yeah,
here's a
it's
comic book
fun.
signed by Todd McFarlane.
There you go.
Boom.
So cool. And it's
Love signatures.
it's verified and authenticated
Mhm.
through JSA sticker and rewind grading. So authentication, that's the biggest thing and biggest problem with signed collectibles, because even the grading company sometimes can miss. But with digital signing, I think that adds an extra layer of authenticity, because you're going to be able to witness these celebrities or whoever's signing it being able to sign it. So, for
Mhm.
example, we're seeing that already with autograph.io.
Mhm.
We saw it in 2021. I think that's when they were
Yeah,
first launched.
a
It's
long
a
time. Yeah, they launched on the DraftKings platform.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's a company
Oh,
co-owned by
those
Tom
NFTs
Brady.
are not worth what they used to be. That's for sure. I
This
looked at those. I looked at those a few days ago, actually. That's yeah. I spent a lot of money on a couple of those.
is crashed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, well, these are really cool because they're actual digital signatures from Tom
Mhm.
Brady. One of
Mhm.
ones, they are actual hand signatures on like the iPad. So what they'll do is they'll get an iPad, they'll have a pen, and they'll sign it on the iPad. It's a digital signature, original signature, and then you attach it to the NFT. So like
Yep.
the signatures that we saw on the Joseph Parker boxing gloves, really cool, but it's a print. It's essentially a print. They're all the same on every single NFT. But digital signatures are individual. They're one of ones, right? Just like the real thing in real life. But the cool thing about digital signatures is, I mean, you hope, presuming you have an opportunity to place it wherever you want on the NFT, whether it's off to the side or actually on the NFT. It's a really cool opportunity. I think it's gonna be really awesome.
Yeah.
And we've seen physical signatures on comic books, and placement's super important because you have one opportunity to sign on the comic. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, I saw for one person, Stan Lee, I've seen him sign comic books upside down. I've seen him. There's one, it was a 9-0 Black Panther for Fantastic 452. He signed over the Black Panther's face.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart. It breaks my
Yeah.
heart because it destroys the value of that comic. It's not worth anything what it should be worth. But digital signatures, you should be able to like move it around,
That'd be cool.
place it wherever you want on the comic itself, on the front if
Yeah.
you want, or even on the back. Super cool, man. And also just giving the opportunity for people to sign worldwide. Like not everybody can go to San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con or these con events. So being able to maybe through MCP use some of those points and have somebody you probably still have to pay for the signature to cover the costs with whoever's signing. But imagine like let's say hypothetically the first Todd McFarlane signing. Hypothetically, guys, this is but there's a Todd McFarlane signing, you have a certain amount of MCP points, you can bid on it, and the first 100 people get it, and they got it. You pay $100, $150, whatever it is to get that signature, but you're one of only 100 people to put it on your NFT. I can only imagine what the value of your NFT would be worth after that. And especially
100%.
like the first, and the cool thing is too, like the first one, imagine the first signed Todd Batman digital collectible on the blockchain. And you could probably identify that, I would presume, right, Spencer? Being able to figure out like which one was first minted.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah.
That's really cool too. Something to think about.
Mhm.
So, but most importantly, authenticity and just giving the people worldwide an opportunity to get involved in signatures, which I think is really cool because you can just send in your NFT, they sign it, send it back.
Yeah.
Or however, I'm not sure the process. I just presume that's how it would work. Or they just
they have to work out the technical side of things, I'm sure. But there'd be a mechanism where I'm sure they'd be able to do it. But the other reason I'm excited about this is that it allows artists to get a new income stream.
Yeah.
Artists are now have another way on top of the royalties that they hopefully should be earning on their NFTs for secondary market sales. Now hopefully they can make a little more money on it on signatures as well.
Yeah, exactly. And we're not trying to say that this is going to replace physical signatures. There'll always be a place for physical signatures.
Oh, yeah.
This is just an additional layer of collectability for digital collectibles. We don't think digital is going to replace physical. We do not believe that. I mean, I have a bunch of freaking VHS tapes stacked in my background.
Yeah.
Me and Spencer.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, we're excited about both collectible mediums, but digital signatures. Yeah, I'm so pumped with the idea of them. And also it's kind of cool that potentially the artists don't even have to leave their house. They can just get paid just to sign on their couch, and that's it. And that's it. Through Zoom or whatever type of FaceTime technology they have, they can authenticate it. That's awesome. That's super cool. And maybe even in the future too, you can go to a Comic-Con event and they can capture, like maybe it'll say you're being recorded, right? And Todd can sign it. And then you can attach it to your own NFT. Maybe you can even do it yourself, not even have to have a third party involved.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be cool just in general to have, the video of the person signing it attached to the NFT, like in the metadata somewhere. I think it's just like cool, additional provenance. And, this is the exact moment when the person actually signed it,
Yeah, that's so cool. I love it.
Yeah.
And we see that on comic books too. That's what it says on the data on top of the label. It'll say when the date of when whoever signed it. So kind of the same idea.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I really think that MCP could be a really cool opportunity to introduce this. Super cool opportunity.
Totally agree. So we're through R5, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see what else we got from the audience here. So from Chugga Chugga Choo Choo, we got love to see extremely scarce sports collectibles, similar utility to the bond tickets.
That's
That'd be
cool.
very cool. Yeah. So like like some kind of maybe you get season tickets to some kind of a team sporting event, or
go to the Super Bowl. All in. Just go to the Super Bowl.
Or maybe it just gets you Super Bowl access, or it's like but something like that. I mean, we've definitely seen that there have been other companies that have been doing stuff like that, like on the Suite platform. They partnered with a ton of big like NHL and NBA teams. I think they partnered with like the Knicks, and they've partnered with the Blackhawks, I'm pretty sure, a bunch of different teams, but they've done some pretty cool activations like that where the NFT gives you utility in the physical space for the team, gets you to meet the players or whatever it may be. So yeah, totally. I think it would be amazing to see more experience driven NFTs on the app. So Yeah.
And what's cool too is, especially if it's a collectible that's really marketed well, I think that that could even still have value even after it was redeemed.
Yeah.
I mean, we see
Yeah.
that with like, for example, like the Iron Man statues, right? This is a cool physical statue. The legendary is very scarce.
Mhm.
Still sold for a few $1,000s after the ticket was redeemed just by itself. So
Yeah.
you definitely, yeah, there's definitely cool opportunity there for a lot of
Mhm.
these really big corporations, popular corporations to do fun things.
Yeah. Totally. So next one, another one from Maznak.
Oh,
Agree
cool.
that this would be a cool one.
Yeah.
Yeah, be able to sell bundles. I think this would be
Mhm.
awesome, especially for people who have like sets. So like if you have matching mint number set, or if you have like a sequential mint number set, or something like that. I think there'd be a lot of value in being able to sell those as a bundle. Um, yeah,
We
or
didn't,
even just people who want to buy things in bulk.
yeah, or we also didn't really mention trading either.
Oh yeah, oh trading. Well, yeah,
Trading
that
would
kind
be
of
huge. So
falls
like,
into all that. But yeah,
yeah, this is the perfect example of being able to create bundles. I'll give you this, this, and this for this.
yep.
That makes
Exactly.
total
Or
sense to
or,
me.
or even
Yeah.
a mix of, I'll give you one collectible and some crypto for six collectibles, or you can get really creative with the different deals that you make.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
And I think trading, I mean, trading to me, I would think that should be a no brainer. I mean, that's like, there's not really any flaws there. You're not going to, they're not, and I understand with transfers, there's issues there, but with trading, it's just swapping. You're just swapping
Yeah.
collectibles one for one. Yeah.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, you're missing out on revenue, so I think that is part of it.
yeah.
But
But even if they implemented maybe some type of small fee, like
yeah,
a
like
very
like,
small
like a,
fee.
like a trading fee or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like
a super small trading fee. I wouldn't go off percentages of the collectible. I think that's pretty messed up.
no,
But
no,
yeah, but I
but
think a small trading fee for all. Yeah, why not?
yeah,
I mean,
that could be fair. That could be fair.
either either way, if I'm going to trade something, it's probably gonna be pretty significant. So I'm okay to pay like 2 or 3 gems, or whatever, a super
Yeah.
small amount of gems to make it happen.
Yeah.
It's basically you're paying the facilitator, right? I
Mhm.
mean, when people were doing that off market anyways, they're paying escrows.
Escrow.
So
So it's
yeah,
it's it's similar. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's kind of the same idea. So
Yeah.
that way
So
everybody wins and you have the option to do it.
yeah. That I guess saying all that, but also like this is supposed to be a collector app, and
Mhm.
like I know VeVe's got to get their revenues and stuff, but like they it should be a collector focused app, and there's a lot of features that are very collector focused that should be on the app that haven't been there yet. So
That's
yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, what else we got here? Oh, this is back to the auction house conversation. This is
Oh
really cool,
yeah,
Chris.
Chris, where were you? It was a great conversation. Sorry, I misread it. He's saying Heritage Chris is in the VV verse. Okay.
In the VB
I
verse, yeah.
saw 3 words and I just I zoned in on those 3 words. Okay, Chris, that is super cool. That would be
Yeah.
super fun. I think people would be very excited to go and visit and see that auction happen live. I think that's a
Yeah.
really fun idea. And you're
Mhm,
endorsing multiple brands at that point.
mhm.
And yeah, I mean, that's a great idea. I think it's really cool. And I think people who would be who are not familiar with the VVverse would want to come to the VVverse to see that auction happen. And for them to like Christie's auction to endorse it and say, come into this metaverse and watch this auction happen live
Yeah.
from your own couch.
Yep.
That's sick. That's so sick. I'd be all about that.
Yeah. Me
Yeah,
too. Awesome.
it's a
Great
great idea.
idea, Chris. From Gabriel here. I totally agree. Yeah. Games or tournaments or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, I think any kind of
Cool.
gamification is good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I would love to be able. I mean, even if it doesn't require actually using our NFTs, but like it would be amazing to have some game related utility for our NFTs. There's been a lot of speculation around the Marvel Mighties, and whether or not those are game rigged and ready to go for some kind of game in the future. But like that's the perfect example of they're all kind of very uniform and can all be used in a similar way, and could very easily be used for some kind of a mini game.
Mhm.
Something. It doesn't even have to be anything super comprehensive, but it's a way to keep people engaged, and provide some utility for the NFT, and then you can give away MCP points, and that could be the reward. You don't actually have to give any kind of like monetary value if you don't need to, but they could do actual real cash money tournaments and things like that too.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just another great way to keep the community engaged.
I'm so bullish on the idea of play and earn style gaming. whether it's with cryptocurrency or even MCP points, like Gabriel mentioned. I think there's
Mm-hmm.
really cool opportunities there to incentivize people to want to own these collectibles or even just get involved. I think that's a really cool idea. I actually didn't really think about MCP points for play and earn, but that's a really cool idea. I hope
Yeah,
VeVe's listening to that because
definitely.
I would want to get involved in that. It takes a while, man. It takes a while to get these MCP points. It's a long time. It's a
Yeah,
long time.
it does. What's going on, Evolved? How's it going? We talked about a lot of features. I don't watch it back. Watch it
Yeah,
back.
watch it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth your time. I promise. It's
Yes,
worth your
yes,
time.
yes, yes. Um, so here we go. I guess some brands that people want to see on the app.
Oh man, when Taylor Swift comes on this app, even though
Oh yeah,
I love how Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, the Beatles, Pokemon, and the first thing I look at is Taylor Swift.
Taylor
I'm
Swift.
like, man, if she ever dropped anything like that on anything, it's lights out. I mean, that company is gonna blow up. And then
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone a brand take over the world so fast like Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
She's so impressive, and she seems like a
Impressive.
very, very genuinely awesome person.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
If, funny enough that we're mentioning this, I'm actually going to a Taylor Swift dance party tonight. I'm 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 not particularly a Swiftie. Like I
that's
appreciate her and
crazy.
I think she's amazing. I'm not super into her music, but
Yeah,
it was a free ticket and I have a whole bunch of friends going. So
yeah.
uh yeah, after the stream I'm gonna go get ready for to get my Swiftie dance on.
Spencer, if I
So
was out there, I'd go with you.
oh I know you
Yeah.
would. Yeah. It'll be a fun
Love
night.
Taylor Swift. Yeah. Even though her boyfriend beat us in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. That's a good suggestion. Do a daily limit on transfers or whatever by rank,
Oh, cool.
or
Yeah.
you can even purchase transfers using OMI or MCP. I like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a really good idea.
I like that a lot. Yeah, some cool incentive structures. Yeah, thank you. Wooba.
Yeah.
Took me a second there.
That was a great idea. Thanks for the idea.
What's going on, Vicente? How's it going?
Ah, thanks, man.
Let's see. I agree. Thank you. Hit that
Oh
like
yeah, we,
button.
we don't say that enough.
We never say that.
We
Yeah,
never say that. That's like probably one of the most important things to say. Hit that like
yeah.
button,
Hit that like
subscribe.
button,
Hit that
subscribe.
like button, guys. I appreciate you all for being here. This has
Yeah,
been a
thank you
lot of
so
fun
much for
today.
being here.
Yeah.
Yeah, check out our newsletter. We have a new issue of our newsletter going out tomorrow morning. So if you're
It's
not on
really fun.
newsletter,
Yeah, we
yeah,
cover
definitely
blog,
check
big
it out.
sales. We cover what else we got? Oh yeah, big
Uh,
sales in digital and physical collectibles.
yep. Talk
And
about like
we
some
talk about
upcoming
giveaways,
auctions. Talk about our
our
giveaways, all kinds of
auctions.
stuff on there.
Yeah.
So
So if you're a
yeah.
fan of collectibles, definitely subscribe to our newsletter. It's bi-weekly and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, here we go. This is a big
Oh
one.
man. Thank you,
Should have had that one
Richard.
to the list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. That should have been
Yeah.
number 5, not 4.4. Well, actually, that would have been 5. This should have been 6. There we go.
Sucks.
Good. Thank you
Yeah.
for mentioning this, Richard. Yeah, Spencer, take it away. I know you
Yeah.
have a deep history in
I
this.
mean, yeah. I mean, I back in the hype of the Axie Infinity days, I had a bunch of people in the Philippines who were basically I didn't really have the time to play the game, but I own the Axie assets, and I essentially rented them out to other people in order for them to play, and then we split the profits, which is a really good system, and benefited everybody involved, and I think it would be amazing to be able to do something like that in the VB environment. I think especially once gamification comes into play, then I think renting will become especially important. But like things like when events happen either in the digital or physical space, we've talked about this before, but like maybe at D23 or whatever, at the after party that Disney puts on for all their licensors, they want to rent out the 1923 mint Walt statue for their event because that's hugely significant to their brand, and somebody owns that, and somebody could potentially get $20,000 or something like that to just for Disney to rent it out for a night. I think we're talking a little far in the future there, but like, when people are going to value the things enough to spend that kind of money on it. But I think that future is coming eventually. But I think a big part of it, especially in the physical world, is having the actual hardware technology catch up. So being able to use AR comfortably or mixed reality comfortably, in the real world, just like with like a very lightweight pair of glasses, not having everybody have to have on clunky headsets. So I think once that happens, that kind of stuff will be more prevalent. But then also like in the VeVe verse, people are going to be able to host digital events in the VeVe verse, and I think people are going to want to be able to rent, certain collectibles for their events. So,
Yeah.
I think, that's going to be hugely important in the future. But yeah, I definitely, I don't see it being as much of a priority right now compared to some of these other things. Just because there isn't really much way or that many ways to actually use them in a renting
Yeah.
scenario, at least right now. But long term, 100%.
Yeah, totally. I mean, here's another cool story. A friend mentioned the story. Actually, it was Giant Size Comics again. He's got all the great stories. He was mentioning how there was somebody who owned a lot of comic book art, back to comic book art again, and he hosted an event at his apartment displaying this comic book art, and people flew all different parts of the United States to come to see his comic book art in his apartment. It's pretty amazing. So imagine being able to rent these out, these one-of-one NFTs, these super special ones in your house at a certain events. I think it's very, very realistic. Very realistic. I mean, that's a perfect example of people wanting to see these in person, but being able to see it, whether it's in the VeVeverse or in person, flexing at your parties or events, or even, again, going back to gamification, being able to play with certain collectibles that have special mint numbers just to flex. I mean, look at Clash of Clans. Clash of Clans. I know people who have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on Clash of Clans, and they don't make anything from it. They just play the game. That's it. They just play the game. So whether or not you're incentivized through play and earn, which I think would be a massive boost, especially if people have the opportunity to make money, you spend a little bit to make a lot, potentially. I think it's a really cool opportunity. But regardless of that, I think people are still going to want to rent collectibles to enjoy and play with, especially when they're out of reach. That's the key, right? When they get out of reach, that's like, I'd rather not buy this for $100, but I'm happy to spend $2 or $3 to enjoy it for today.
Totally. Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah, renting, hopefully in the future. But yeah, like I said, it's you need the utility to be there, and you need a way to actually be able to use these, and that's just not there yet. So once that catches up, and then also the demand for people actually wanting to see these, then yeah.
But we are very, very excited about it. We don't get that twisted.
But very excited, very excited,
super, super excited about it.
Very excited. But I think there's more more pressing features that I think probably should be implemented first.
Totally.
So another one here from Beerman. This would be very cool. POAP airdrops for IRL events. So for those of you that don't know what POAPs are, POAP stands for Proof of Attendance Protocol, and POAPs have been around since I probably have POAPs going back to like 2018, maybe even that early. I have some really old POAPs, but like they're basically something that usually gets given out after an event of some sort, or really just any kind of an experience, proving that you were there. So proof of attendance. So it's basically just like a little piece of art that signifies that you were there, and then it's an NFT that then people can add utility to for future uses and things like that. So I think it'd be really cool, for like these in-person con events. If you were at the after party, and you could prove that you were there, then you get a little NFT commemorating the fact that you were there. And it's not actually anything that is worth anything. It's just like a fun, thing just to have in your collection. And, it's a memory, more or less. That's how I view them. They're really just like digital memories of, things that you went to and were involved with.
Or a party bag.
Like or a party bag. It's like a digital party bag, kind of.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, I would presume that there are probably going to be certain events that people would be really excited to own a POAP from. And especially if it has like a mint number connected to whatever they're excited about. So I think that's a really cool idea, and that would be really fun to see. I mean, we've seen a lot of in real life events already with VeVe, and I presume there's going to be a lot more in the future. So that'd be a fun idea to allow people to have that. So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool if you had your POAPs matched to your gold logo mint number, if it's like a gold logo exclusive party or something like that.
Ooh, that's cool to have them for exclusively for gold logo holders. Maybe it's like a more rare version, and then you have some for
then maybe you have like a more like generic version for everyone else who doesn't have a gold logo or something like that. It'd be pretty cool.
Because they kind of do a POAP. I mean, it's not a POAP, but it's the idea of a POAP, because they give away specific collectibles to VeVe Gold logo holders at events.
Right. But that's
So that's
that's a
kind of
little that's a
it's
little different, and it's
yeah.
only for gold logo holders, so it
Mhm.
excludes other people who are at the event. So
Right.
yeah, but yeah, I think it'd be cool to have a generic one like that as well.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. Oh, thank you, Evolved. We appreciate you. Let's see what else we got here. I don't know if we have any. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. Burn
Ah.
Comics.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
agree. It would be cool to have like, I mean, there's especially some of those early comics, and it's kind of sad to burn them. Like, but there's like 60,000 editions of Fantastic Four #1. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of editions. So it would be kind of cool to have some kind of a system where if you burned, let's say 5 of them or something like that, then you got a new variant edition that is basically limited to the number that gets burned.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think things
Yeah.
like that would be very very cool in the future, and just create some cool gamification, um, a new utility for some of these collectibles. And I think
Yeah.
especially for some of the less desirable collectibles and comics on the app, I think it could be a good way to provide some value to those as well. That might not be the first list on somebody's collection, but somebody might want to participate in some kind of a promotion and burn 5 of them in order to get something new that is really cool.
I just thought of this, and it's probably I don't know how you feel about it. But what if you burn collectibles or comics to go to like maybe go to an event
Oh
or
yeah, that could
or
be kind of
go
cool.
yeah or get or even receive signatures or something like that. Just incentivize people for burning. I mean, it's kind of morbid though. A little.
It
I
is.
gotta think about it. Because like at least if you're getting a collectible back, the idea is you're like I'm giving these away. They're gone to get something else.
Mhm.
Um, anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting to think about though, where it could
Mhm.
go.
Yeah.
But I do
No,
think burning is
I mean, it's similar to crafting. It's
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
I
yeah.
do think though, if they do enable burning for collectibles, I think it's very important that they're very sensitive when they do it because, like for
Mhm.
example, let's say you can burn ASM ones to get another ASM one. Okay, so is that now a reprint? It can't
Mhm.
be the original one released. It's got to be
Right.
a reprint of that comic. Maybe it could be an
Mhm.
exclusive reprint variant from 2024 or whatever year it's released. But
Yeah.
I just think that they need to be very communicative in terms of the terminology of this stuff because people are going to be very sensitive over that, and for good reason.
Mhm. Totally. Agreed. Interoperability, yeah, I mean, this is not happening anytime soon, but it'd be
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, but,
yeah. I mean, again,
but
it
yeah,
comes down to loss and source, man. You know,
yeah,
it's really that's really what it comes down to. I
yeah,
mean, I
I
know,
really think that's what the holdup is. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. And then Orange Bag Lady,
Oh,
what is
orange bag
up?
lady, what's up?
This
I
is a
love that
cool
you
one.
brought this up. I love that you brought this
Geolocated
up.
drops. Love
Yeah,
this. Yeah.
yeah,
I think there's huge opportunity here. I mean, it's like, I mean, definitely at Comic Con events, it's like I think there's you be just do some really cool things where only people who attend the Comic Con, and that actually makes it truly a Comic Con exclusive item. It's like because that's like when you think of like in the physical space a Comic Con exclusive Funko or something like that, you actually had to physically go to that con event to buy it.
mhm.
So I think that'd be really cool for drops. But then I mean, Sean, maybe you talk about this, but like Disney World or like theme
Oh
parks and
yeah,
attractions, like
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We've talked about this story a few times, so if you heard it out there already, thank you for being patient. But Kevin and I, and Kevin, Spencer, or so it was Kevin, myself, and Roth, Metaverse Life, were at Disneyland. Was it 2021? It was right after the Superman drop. We were in our hotel room. We got the Superman drop, and I know it was June 15th, and I know that because that was the day they lifted the mask mandate in California. So we were able to walk around Disneyland without a mask, and it was just the best day ever. And we were just like looking around and thinking, what if in the near future you're going to be able to go on a ride and get a collectible using geolocation? Like it's a small world. We went on that ride. There was nobody in line. But what if you're incentivized to go to that ride the ride, but also your airdrop's a collectible, or you can redeem it by being in that
Basically a
area?
POAP, more or less. Yeah.
Basically a POAP. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's a really cool idea. And I think that'd be really fun at the parks. I think people will go nuts over them.
Yeah,
People
and it's
go
like if you
insane.
if you collect every single one and you go on every ride, then you get some kind of a prize
Yeah.
or then
Yeah.
you get one of the very expensive collectible popcorn buckets, or something like that. It's
Disney fans are crazy, and I mean that in the
yeah,
nicest way possible.
yeah, yeah.
Here's like,
Shout out VeVe Magic.
oh, shout out VeVe Magic, yeah, and I mean that in the nicest way. They are passionate. That's probably a better way, not crazy, passionate. Like they
Passionate.
waited in line. I remember in 2021, I think it was 2022. They waited in line over 6 hours to get a popcorn bucket of the it was the Epcot mascot. It was a dragon. I apologize. I forget the dragon's name.
I didn't
Fidget?
even
Is
know
it Fidget?
Epcot had it.
Whoa, where these?
What
You do
is
that?
that? No, did you do that?
Where does blues come from?
How did
Those
you do
weren't real.
that?
I have no idea. I did
What the hell?
Wait, did I say magic and then it? Okay, that was. I've never seen that before.
I've never seen that before
Did anyone
either.
out there see those balloons? Did anybody out
If
there
you
see
saw the
them?
balloons, you should comment. Make sure Sean and I aren't crazy, because that was
What the hell?
weird.
All right. Anyways, yeah. So people waited 5 hours in line for a popcorn bucket. They're crazy about Disney pens. We know that they're doing digital pens over on what blockchain is it?
Pinnacle, Disney Pinnacle
but
on Flow.
Dapper Lab or Flow.
Yeah.
Flow. Yeah, it's Flow.
Flow
Yeah.
blockchain created by Dapper Labs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that's going to be a really big deal, especially if they connect to the parks and people, have an opportunity to display them and wear them. I think it's really cool. But yeah, I think digital collectibles are going to be really big at the parks, and it's a big incentive for Disneyland or for the Disney Corporation as well, because they're going to be able to give away these collectibles for people. I mean, even if they have to buy them, people will still buy them. It doesn't matter. But you'll say hypothetically you buy them, but you own them, and then you can resell them that people are going to want worldwide, and they get commission off that sale. Because all the physical collectibles that they've produced, they get zero commission off those sales. And that's why we are so passionate about this stuff, because we know that they're getting commission for life off these collectibles. So they're very much incentivized to make these things worthwhile. So very cool. But I love that. I'm so excited about the idea of geolocation, and even the future too. Like when I know there was an announcement of a Pokemon game with packs of cards. I think it's really cool. But I'm really excited for Pokemon, wherever it ends up being dropped, probably on their own platform. But being able to do a Pokemon Go style AR technology enabled Pokemon NFTs where you can battle and they can increase in value. You can buy, sell, and trade them. Going out and searching for them using AR and using geolocation, maybe you can do like treasure hunts and go and try to find certain NFTs and collectibles or Pokemon characters that you can catch in AR.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of saw that in the initial commercial. We kind of felt that AR style. It was definitely kind of overpromised, even though it was massive. I think 50 million people signed up in the first week. But I think when that technology is finally here and people can go on their AR glasses for like 10 hours a day and go out and search for these things, and you can battle them using your environments, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun, man. Yeah, it's going to be so fun.
Yeah. So Orange Bag Lady, as someone who pretty much spends all of my time when I'm not doing this on the mountains, either skiing or hiking, I think this would be such a cool application of this. Like in Colorado, for example, where I live, like hiking all the 14ers, all the 14,000 foot mountains here is like a big deal. And like a lot of people want to like basically do every single 14er. So it's like, if you were able to get, basically like a POAP or something airdrop to you, or you could only claim an NFT when you're actually, at the peak, provably that you made it up there. I think that'd be kind of a cool thing. It's like, people collect stickers, from like every national park they go to. It's very similar. It's, people could be doing that for NFTs as well. And they could be, it could just be digital. So I
love the idea
of
so I don't remember what company it was. There's an app that does run and earn.
Oh, Steppen, I think it was.
Steppen, yeah.
Steppen,
Such a cool. You're incentivized to run and exercise.
Yeah.
You're given a cryptocurrency token for running and exercising. I think that's a cool idea. Incentivize. I hate that we've come to this point in a culture that you have to incentivize people to exercise, but I think that's kind of a cool idea. I'm happy that it does encourage people to not just sit on their couch and look at their phone. It encourages them to get outside, which is really awesome. So great points, Orange Bag Lady. That's awesome.
Yeah, agreed. From Evolved, would love to see some more community artist drops.
Love that.
Totally agree. Yeah. I mean, we've seen a couple of things like Fishies, which is definitely a community project that they had their time to shine in the app. But yeah, would love to see more community people get featured. I mean, I think there would be a ton of support from the community you know, for those community members who are creating art. And, you know, like our co-host Kevin, he's an artist, and, you know,
Yeah.
he makes some incredible stuff. And I'm sure he
Yeah.
would love to have his art on the app at some point. And, you know, hopefully people in the community would support it. And, you know, maybe it's not the biggest draw as like a Marvel drop is, but, you know, I think the community would still rally around, you know, other people in the community who are creating. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would love to see more of this.
Yeah, I love that idea. And they're like you mentioned, there's so many amazing artists in the community, and I think that's a really fun way to support everyone in the community. Very cool idea.
Yep. I don't know. Do we have any more?
Hey, that's it. We just jumped over an hour. I really
Oh, we
appreciate
did.
y'all coming today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time flew, man.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
just blanked out. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about? Well, I think that maybe this is a good time to wrap it. Now that we realize, now that we've time ported, time traveled. Oh boy.
Time ported.
That's how you know we need to wrap things up.
Giveaway.
Yeah.
Come on, win this. Take it from me. I don't want this here anymore. This is uncirculated McFarlane Toys collectible by VGA. Big shot, or AFA. Big shout to AFA and McFarlane Toys for collaborating on this. It's pinned to our Twitter account. We're gonna give this to somebody worldwide, so get involved. It's a really cool collectible. Yeah,
absolutely. And then also,
wait, is this real though? Wait, hold on a second. Is this real sweat coin? I had to put it in. If that's not real, I hope it is. That's hilarious. It sounds like it might be real.
Right, it probably is. No, you're good. But also, reminder: sign up for our newsletter.
Sign up for
it. We put a lot of work into it, and making it really special for you guys every couple of weeks. So yeah, check it out. I wrote the blog post for this one, so I'm excited for you guys to read it. Yeah,
and it's about uncirculated collectibles. So
it's about uncirculated. So if you want to learn more about uncirculated collectibles, what we're giving away, that's a great opportunity to do so.
Yeah, definitely. And it drops tomorrow, right? Our newsletter?
Yes. Yeah. It releases tomorrow at, I think, 9 a.m. EST, I think 12 p.m. PST.
Sign up now, everybody. Yeah. You will get that newsletter by 9 a.m. tomorrow. It's a really good one. Yeah. Really excited. Yep. We talk about past sales that have happened and the digital collectible space, physical collectible space. We talk about upcoming auctions and the physical space. We have a blog entry that Spencer wrote this week. We highlight some videos that we've done in the past as well, and some recent videos. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, get up, people come part of it. Yeah.
We also love to have guest writers as well for our blog. So we've had Chris Severs write a couple of our articles. We've had Up Crypto, Jason Riddall. He's written one of our blog posts. So if anybody in the community has any ideas for anything that they want to write about and they'd like to have a feature on our newsletter, feel free to just reach out to us, and we'll make something happen.
100%. Yeah, we'd love to get y'all involved. So definitely hit us up. All right. That was awesome. Thanks again for joining, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one.
You got your Cheetos nearby?
Yeah, they're in the kitchen over there. Man, those Cheetos, huh? I probably have had more Cheetos in the past like 3 or 4 weeks than I've had in like 10 years. Those takes aren't one and done.
Check out Uncle Poppy. The newest episode just dropped.
Yeah, check out Uncle Poppy. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's actually on our YouTube channel as well.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next one.
See you guys. Bye.